welcome to episode 6 of Player Coach Connection. Tonight, we are going to talk about the upcoming junior college women's basketball season. We're really excited to be joined by Coach Erica Nelson, who is the assistant coach at Dodge City in Kansas. And then we are also joined by Coach Michael Woods, who is the head coach at Chattahoochee Valley in Alabama. So first things first, thank you guys for joining us today. We'll just get this started off. Can you guys just kind of talk about your journey in basketball, where you've been, how long you've been coaching, if you played college basketball, where you played at, just kind of some of your background.
Coach, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first for sure. Like he said, my name is Erica Nelson. I am originally from Kansas City, Missouri. I played at Johnson County Community College, which is in Overland Park. And if people don't know where Kansas City and how close Overland Park is to Kansas City, it's about 15, 20 minutes. I was a All-American at junior college. We won a national championship my first year, runner-up. My second year, we were 30-1. And our first loss was to KCK, which won the whole thing my second year. Then I graduated from Johnson and I moved to Fort Myers, Florida. And I attended Florida Gulf Coast, where I think we won, I want to say like 47 games. So we were like 47-8 in my 2 years that I was there. And then once I graduated there, I came back to Kansas City and I was the assistant coach at Johnson County for 4 years. Now I'm at Dodge City.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you.
I'm Coach Woods. Got to make one correction. I am the assistant women's basketball coach at Chattahoochee Valley Community College.
Sorry about that, Coach.
No problem. I guess a little bit about myself. I played high school basketball with the legendary Frank Thomas, who's known as the Big Hurt. We played basketball together and baseball together at Columbus High School. Went on to play a little college basketball at Alabama State University. Coached high school basketball for 5 years at Carver High School, assistant women's basketball coach there. Helped guide a team to, from the year that we got them, they were 2-23. After that, we never lost, won less than 20 games in the 5 years I was there. We had several of top 25, top 50 Division I players to come out of that program. Some being Natasha Taylor, she's coaching at Marquette now. The Della English played at University of New Orleans. Malika Pickett played at Auburn University. Stephanie Ramsey, who she tore ACL, she ended up playing at Gulf Coast, but she had offers from Michigan State and all those schools. Jennifer Long, just to name a few. Some of those kids went off to play big time college basketball. Got out of the high school coaching, went on to become the director at the Boys and Girls Club Teen Center, where I continued to not only just do the travel basketball, which I started that as well. Been doing that for about, my daughter's 34 now. I've been doing that since she was 9 years old, so I've been doing that for a while. And I was able to continue doing travel basketball through the Boys and Girls Club, helping and assisting so many kids to go on and play major college basketball, area butts, Rutgers University, Treviso Jackson, Auburn University. I think our list right now is like 291 kids that have come out of our program. And out of those 291 kids who come out of our program, I would say probably about 20 of those kids were non-local kids. So we build with what we had in this area, and to homegrown and get them to where they were. Did the Boys and Girls Club for a while. Went on to start now working at as a part-time sports coach at Girls Inc., Girls Incorporated. Now I am the sports director at Girls Inc. and run 2 major sites where just like the Boys and Girls Club is Girls Incorporated, all girls, and continuing the travel basketball program where I build soccer and doing all the different things that we need to be doing for the help assistant girls to get opportunities that they so worthily deserve. So we continue to do things like that. And like I said, I've been at that for a long time. I've been at Chat Valley for 9 years. The first 2 years I did at Chat Valley was on the men's side, where I assisted my high school coach, who was a men's coach, Richard Mahone, legendary Richard Mahone. He was a men's coach there for, I think, I don't know how many years he was there, but I ended up helping him out for 2 years. And then I went over to the women's side for the last 7 years. So I've been at Chat Valley for the total of 9 years. And, you know, I'm hoping it's going to be the last one, because I want to really get back into focusing on helping the kids out in our community. And JUCO ball takes a lot away from me, you know, being able to help back out, get back into the community like I want to be able to help all the kids versus just the kids that we're dealing with in JUCO.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, thank you for joining us this evening. And yeah, so Matt.
Yeah, for sure. My next question for you guys, you know, obviously me and Tyler both were in junior college for a while. And so we always dealt with the preseason, and early in the year, it's usually pretty ugly. You know, a lot of new pieces and transfers and high school and international kids and everything that's going on. So, you know, we're just kind of looking, how's your guys' team, you know, coming along so far? And obviously everybody's got a lot of new pieces, so it takes time to put it together. But, you know, what do you think? What do you see so far?
You want me to go?
Women's first. Women's always first.
Okay, I got you. For us at Dodge City, I think it's, like you said, it's just us trying to gel as a team. We have a lot of new pieces, but also we have a lot of sophomores or third-year kids because of COVID that've been there and they've done that, and they just want to prove themselves. So like this off season is kind of just implicating a new style of play. For us, last year we played majority zone. This year we're more of a like forcing turnovers, trying to get out in transition, shoot a lot of threes, have a lot of high possessions, you know, try to shoot under 10 seconds. And I think that's a big adjustment for a lot of the girls that's been with Coach Steele, just simply because you have one style of play, and that's completely different than the style of play that they've played. And that's been a struggle for us. But I think the week leading up, I think we've made extreme progress. Like I said earlier, we went to CSUP, and you know, that's one of the top D2s in the country. And we went down there, and we competed, and we shot our own self in the foot. So it wasn't like anything that they were doing particular that was stopping us from doing what we wanted to do, but we knew we could play at a high level. And I think now it's just us time to show this conference that, hey, Dodge City is back on the map. Dodge City is going to be here for a while. And, you know, just proving to ourselves that we're not sixth in our conference. Like, we are better than what we, you know, produced last year. And now we're going to show it.
Yeah, absolutely.
With us, we're got a bunch of new faces. You know, y'all know that, being in JUCO yourself. A bunch of new faces. I think we had like 4, 5 returners, and that did help us out a whole. I take it back. We had 6 returners, and that helped us out a lot. And we had 1 in each position, so that was very helpful. But then now the injury bug hit us. Our starting point guard, she tweaked the knee. We hoping it's not an ACL tear, but she's out. Quite naturally, we had a kid that we was expecting great things. She attended school for the first 2 weeks and decided, I don't want to play basketball anymore, just left. But other than that, our team was, we had a little jamboree. We played a little jamboree in June. Y'all know the June jamboree thing they got now. So we was able to play June, and we were able to play against 2 teams that went to nationals last year. We actually beat Walter State. We beat them, and we turned around and we beat Georgia Highland. And both of those teams are I think Georgia Highland was in the finals last year, and they returned pretty much heavier part of their team, and we beat them by like 17. So our kids are very talented. I think the biggest problem we have now is like at the wrong time, the flu. It's kicking our butt. Like it's like we rotate. You know, like it's like a revolving door. Like 2 getting sick, and then getting back. So I think today was the first time we had 9 kids in the gym at one time. And we always kind of, like Coach was saying, we play fast. I'm over the defense. So I'm just like Coach. We want to force people to shoot the ball quickly, and we want to get up shots quickly. So I pride myself on being a good defensive coach, being the top defensive team in our conference. We play in the same conference with Shelton State. We've been in the championship with them. Out of the 7 years I've been there, 5 of the 7 years I've been there, we've been in the championship game against them. Had them on the road several times. The last time we had them on the road, we had a situation where kid, we blow a 10-point lead with a minute and 37 seconds left in the game. Then we get a chance to win it with 8 seconds in the game, and the girl get fouled. She goes to the free throw line, missed both free throws, turns around and gets her own rebound, gets fouled, go to the free throw line with 3 seconds on the clock and miss both free throws again. We lose by 1. Go to their place. We're down by 1. Coach draws a perfect play. We wearing our black uniforms. Coaches got on their black shirts. She dribbles away just like he tells us to do, and set a double screen on the backside, kicks it to our 3-point shooter. Where lo and behold, she threw it to the coach. And he was wide open. He didn't right in the hands with it. And so we didn't even get a shot off. And it was like, we lost by 1 on that. But we just had some bad, man. And so other than that, I think our team's going to be, once we get healthy, fully healthy, we like our starting post player right now, she has flu. So once we get back healthy, we're excited to see how good we really can be, because we saw that in the month of June, we had them for 2 weeks, and they was able to go in and play against those top teams and win. So we know how good they could be. It's just a matter of us getting them back on the floor, getting them all together. And we'll start Thursday as well.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, our next question for you is kind of, basically, you guys have been breaking it down a little bit so far, but just about your league. Obviously Kansas League is a deep league, typically pretty good. And then obviously with Alabama, you guys play all the other leagues, all the Southeast. So you play Florida, you play Georgia, you play Tennessee. So you're playing, top tier talent all the time. So, what do you guys kind of expect from, I guess, not only the non-conference, if you're playing some really good teams in your area, and then also within your conference, who do you kind of expect how do you expect that to go and with your team and maybe some of the teams that are, preseason kind of highly ranked or whatever it might be?
For sure. For me, it's completely different, because I'm going from D2 junior college to D1, and it's completely different. D2, you play a lot of JVs, and you play a lot of, teams that are not as good as the conference. So the conference is very competitive for D2. And then your non-conference games might not be as competitive. For D1, like this week, we go play South Plains. South Plains is ranked number 8 in the country right now. High talent, high major kids up there, Coastal being. So we're playing like teams to get us ready for our conference. Because like you said, our conference, Kansas schools, they're deep. It's like we play 14, 16 conference games, 2 apiece. So it's very different. But our conference is probably one of the best conferences in the country, just because how deep it is, and how, you get local kids, you get international kids, you get kids from Florida, you get kids all over the place, and they come to these rural areas in Kansas. And basketball is like the main thing that you have. Like, you have basketball, you have school, and you're not just going to come to a rural area in Kansas if you're not going to be good, So, of course, Hutch is one of the top leaders. They're going to be a top leader because, their tradition, how they coach, how they play, their style of game. So you got Hutch, you got Seward, and all these teams I've never played against. So I'm gonna be honest, and we hear because they're in the same region, but they're not in the same conference. So I'm excited, personally, just to go against some of those schools that you hear about, being from Kansas City, you know of these schools. Like I've known of Dodge City. I never played against Dodge City. I never played against Butler, but I was, for sure knew what those kids brought and, how the style of plays and things like that. But our region and our conference is going to be tough. It's always going to be tough. It's going to be a fight to finish up there near the top. And then once you get up there near the top, can you finish it off and make it to nationals? So, like I said, it's going to be tough for us, but I think we have a lot to prove just being preseason number 6. And again, those records come off what you did last year. So we weren't in a spot that we wanted to be last year just from our own personal miscues and losing games by 3 points, seven games we lost out of the 13, we lost by less than 3 points. So I think if we figure out how not to foul late or turn the ball over late or take a bad shot here and there and how to actually finish and execute what we need to play, I think we'll be up there near the top.
Yeah, our situation's a little different. Our conference is not really strong. I won't lie to you. We're gonna have the top 4 teams is gonna be us, Hansville, Shelton State, and probably another school. Bishop. They had a pretty good team last year. I think they should be pretty good. But our thing has always been since my head coach is a younger guy, so he kind of listened a lot because of the knowledge and the things that the contacts that I had and the experience I had in the coaches. So he kind of, he listens a lot, even though he's the head coach, he listens a whole lot. And I was like, hey, we every year we go into these conference meetings, they telling us that they don't even recognize Alabama basketball as being good. If we're going to be recognized as one of the best, we got to go play the best. And so we started going out playing against top teams. We ended up going out to Texas and playing teams went out to Texas. We ended up playing I forget the name of the team. We went out there to his event, but Harold's team, I forget what it is, but we went out there and played them. But like this year, we've been for the last 3 or 4 years, we've been having at least 14 top 25 teams in the country on our schedule. So that it's just been that point where, you can go play these mediocre teams and win games, but it didn't. What we were getting from our conference commission is that it doesn't mean anything. In order to, then it means something. You got to go beat somebody. So we end up like this year. We got Gulf Coast, South Georgia Tech, Gulf Coast. We're going down to Mississippi and playing a big jamboree down there. We got to go to South Georgia Tech and play in another. We're going to Gulf Coast and play in Chipola. So I think if I'm not mistaken, I think we have like 10 or 12. Usually it's around 12 or 14, but I think it's like 10 or 12 of the top 25 teams in the country. We have them on our schedule this year, and that's the only way we're trying to get to that point where strength of scheduling. Sometimes if you can get to a situation, they get an at-large bid. Even if you don't win the conference, because we've been right there, and if you don't win your conference, you don't go to nationals. So we've been trying to, if they started having what they call at-large bids, and recognizing the continuous with our schedule, how hard and tough our schedule is, maybe they'll start looking at us a little bit more and saying, okay, this Alabama team, they're not a normal Alabama team. They're playing the top teams every year. So, we're going to have a tough year this year, a tough schedule again this year, and hopefully we'll be able to pull it out because, again, right now, Shelton is going to be top 5 in the country anyway every year. They're going to be top 5 in the country, and they're in our conference. So, we get a chance to see how talented and what the teams that look like by playing against them. We'll play them twice every year, sometimes, most of the time, 3 times a year anyway. So that's where we are. Hopefully, like I said, again, if we can get healthy and go through this gauntlet that we got going on now, we're starting off pretty tough. And if we get through some of this with some of these injuries and the sickness and the cold and the flu and all that stuff there, hopefully we'll be able to put something together and win a few games and get ready for conference play.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
Well, we won't keep you guys any longer. Again, we want to thank you guys for joining us. And do you guys have any final thoughts before we kind of sign off?
No, I just want to say thanks for the experience and, the opportunity for sure. Appreciate y'all reaching out to Coach Steele and him reaching out to me and then me be a part of you guys' channel and podcast and things like that.
Same with me. Just the exposure you can get and for your program is great exposure, especially for the kids. So again, I'm thankful. Hopefully, again, we can do it again sometimes, and maybe next year whenever we make this call again, I could say we finally beat Shelton.
There you go. There you go. Well, again, thank
Sounds
you
good.
guys, and thank you guys for joining for episode 6, and we will be back again next week.